Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Asian hate crimes, the Asian man that was sucker punched and the attacker made sexual comments towards his wife. Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. With that being said, let's get right into it. The attack. There was another vicious attack against an Asian person in New York City, and this time in Central Park. It happened on a Saturday at around 1 in the afternoon. A 38-year-old Asian man was approached by someone who punched him in the face and fled, according to the NYP. So how did the attack happen? The victim had been enjoying the day with his wife and son when the attack occurred. The victim told cops the attacker first came up to his family and started whispering something in his wife's ear that was sexual in nature. As his family tried to move away from the guy, he got in the victim's face. The victim said, "Hey, let's practice social distance, you don't have a mask on." The attacker then said, "You got a mask, that's an advantage." Then came the hate, as the attacker added, "You guys always have the advantage." And that's when the attacker punched the victim. You can tell that something just wasn't right. He was just sort of pacing back and forth through this area and he was kind of muttering to himself, the victim said. "He started coming closer to my wife and my 5-year-old son and I could tell he was whispering something into her ear." With crimes against Asian Americans on the rise, the victim said he's still not sure if that was the case in this instance. It's hard to tell if this was motivated by race. However, we believe that we were targeted, and whether it's through the fetishes of Asian women in general and sort of the stereotypes they carry, we believe that it's worth it for us to speak up. How the victim wants the assailant to be punished. The assailant has agreed to participate in a restorative justice resolution instead of facing jail time for attacking an Asian American man victim. Daniel Hutchins, 38, pleaded guilty to the bias crime for assaulting the Asian American man. He allegedly approached the victim and asked if he was Chinese before punching him in the face. Hutchins fled the scene after the attack. The suspect, who had already spent 100 days in custody, was sentenced to 90 days in prison during his hearing on March 30th. The victim, who did not wish to be identified, requested to find a resolution that does not add jail time for Hutchins, the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office said, according to K2. In a statement, District Attorney Mike Schmidt said Hutchins is now taking responsibility for his inexcusable actions, and is willing to make amends to our community, and specifically the Asian American community, and to approach his rehabilitation seriously. We sincerely appreciate and respect the victim's wishes to find an alternative sentence to this case that doesn't involve more jail time, Schmidt added. The recent increase in hatred, intolerance and bigotry against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders is appalling. Our office stands with the AAPI community members and we support them fully. Restorative justice is a resolution that holds offenders accountable for their actions through education and dialogue with the community. The goal is to have the victims' needs addressed and to integrate these offenders into the community as positive, contributing citizens. Racially motivated violence will not be tolerated at any time, but education through accountability is one of the first steps we, as a city, can take towards resolving these injustices, the Oregon Chinese Coalition said in a statement. In addition to restorative justice, Hutchins will be on probation for 3 years and undergo drug, alcohol and mental health evaluations. During his probationary period, Hutchins will not be allowed to establish contact with the victim. The NYPD report. The NYPD Hate Crimes Task Force was investigating the random assault, one of 28 reported hate crimes against Asian New Yorkers in the first 3 months of 2021. Cops say the attacks are racially motivated or tied to the COVID-19 pandemic, which former President Donald Trump often called the China virus. NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shear on Thursday announced that he will be deploying Asian plainclothes officers throughout the city to stem the surge of hate crimes. Only 8 arrests have been made in the 28 reported cases this year, and the skateboard victim's attacker remains on the loose. This kind of hatred is out of control against Asians across the country. As we reported, a woman was viciously attacked around the same time in New York City by a man who is now under arrest for a hate crime. And that's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another amazing video from us. Until next time.